Alright everybody, welcome back to the National Sand Drag News live stream presented by Good Vibrations Motorsports. We're getting ready for Top Fuel qualifying session number 1 here at the SCSDA season opener in San Jacinto, California. Starting off the show, it's going to be Marcus Norris in the Pat Norris Racing Top Fuel Dragster. The Top Fuel cars are coming out for their first hit of the day. We had 3 fuel cars here this weekend. So Marcus Norris is going to be up first. Spinning it over. Clearing the cylinders. And they're going to fire it up here in just a second. Marcus Norris is going to be your first Top Fuel car out here in Q1 tonight. 2.25 with a 6 at 171 miles an hour for Marcus Norris in the Pat Norris Racing Top Fuel Dragster. 2.256 is the number for Marcus Norris. Personal best run, their first time ever in the 20s. Amazing for Marcus Norris. That's right. Billy Morris approved right there. 225. What a run for the Marcus Norris Pat Norris Racing Top Fuel Dragster. So what a way to start off Top Fuel Q1. He had the candles lit on that one, that's for sure. On a mission. So up next, it's going to be Matthew Ludlow and the Coldwater Kid Top Fuel Dragster at Litchfield Park, Arizona. Matthew Ludlow, the driver, his dad Dwight, car owner, crew chief John Allman. This is going to be some good stuff right here. Much like the Norris team, Ludlow and the Coldwater Kid team trying to break into the 220 zone for the first time. We saw Norris do it right there with the 25. We'll see what the Coldwater Kid team can do right here. And guys, I apologize a little bit if I'm shaking the camera a little bit. My hands are freezing right now. It's got to be right around, it's got to be in the low 40s right now. It feels pretty chilly with the wind, crosswind here, so yeah, probably should have brought some gloves or something, but it's all good. Like I said, this is probably the best air we're gonna see all weekend, so we'll see what everybody can throw down. The track is in really good shape. They're all ready to lay down a big number tonight. So up next, we have Matthew Ludlow and the Coldwater Kid Top Fuel Dragster. That is correct, Dave. I am definitely complaining about 40-degree temperatures because it is cold out here right now. there's a pretty steady breeze that is definitely giving the chill effect, that's for sure. Okay, Cold Water Kid team spinning over. They're going to fire here in just a second, and we'll see the second car get on the track in top fuel Q1. Yes, I do, Dave. Yes, I do. It definitely not a short stay, that's for sure. Yeah, be sure to like and share this live stream. Get as many people on there as we can. I see we're like 55 people right now, so be sure to let them know top fuel is coming up right now. With a 3 at 146. It looked like he clicked it a touch early. 227, first ever 220 pass for the Cold Water Kid team. Wow, what a session we got going tonight. 227 is the number for Matthew Ludlow in the Cold Water Kid top fuel dragster. Wow, what an incredible couple of passes there. Personal best runs for both Matt Ludlow and Marcus Norris. I think we got a track tonight, guys. We got some hook, we got some extremely good air. Now what's Dennis Wright gonna do? Dennis Wright gonna hammer down the world record holder. He's coming up next. Dennis set the record at the last race here at Soboba and 2.20, I believe, with a 2. So he's going to definitely shoot for one leg of the record here tonight. He's been as quick as a 2:16 down in Dome Valley, so we know he can run in the teens, and we're certainly hoping he can do it tonight. So Dennis Wright will be up next in the hammer down top fuel dragster. So I want to give a big shout out to our friends at Good Vibrations Motorsports, the presenting sponsor of the NSDN live stream this weekend. So we'll have their banners up tomorrow. It was quite windy today. I didn't want to wreck the new banners first time out, but we'll have the cool banners up tomorrow. Big shout out to Jim, James, and the whole Mauer family for coming on board with us for the 2017 SCSDA season. They'll be the presenting sponsor of the live stream from all 3 events here at the Soboba Casino in San Jacinto, California. We're down in the Hemet Valley, San Jacinto. So it's like I said earlier, it's pretty cool out here right now. It's gotta be around 45 or so, maybe even in the lower 40s. A little chilly, but hey, we're hanging in there. Like I said, I apologize if the shot shakes a little more than normal, but hey, it's definitely understandable. So I want to give a big shout out to all of our NSDN daily race coverage sponsors. Southern California OTR Recycling, Greg Tunget Motorsports. That's Southern California OTR is Greg's company. Big shout out to them for being a major sponsor of our NSDN daily race coverage for all 3 events here this season, as well as Hammer Down Racing, Dennis Reich, Morris Family Racing, Fast Track Construction, Mr. Mark Munoz, Kevin Williams Racing, MPC Racing, and our good friends at Rialto Trophy, Todd and Trisha Kinney. So give a big shout out to all those folks that make this coverage possible. And I want to give a big shout out to Max Cackle Photos. Chris and Tara Graves are in the house selling some awesome shots. I know Chris has been running from side to side here on the track, trying to get some awesome nighttime top fuel header flame shots. So we'll definitely be posting some of those up later on. But if you're here at the race, or if you want to purchase some event photos, check maxcacklephotos.com out. They have their website, obviously the .com, as well as on Facebook, maxcacklephotos.com. We wish you were here too, Debbie Mark, the Mark family, the Eruption Top Alcohol Dragster. We hope to see them back out on the track this year. So we want to give a big shout out to all of our followers. All our viewers tonight, we're up to 62 people. Pretty awesome. Be sure to like and share this post so we can get as many people on here as we can. So once again, you're watching the National San Diego News live stream presented by Good Vibrations Motorsports here at the Soboba Casino in San Jacinto, California for day 1 of the 2017 SCSDA season opener. Tractors are coming back, and we're coming back with more Top Fuel qualifying session number 1. Thank you, Matt. Thank you, everybody out there following along. So we'll go from top fuel to top alcohol. And then we're going to, I believe, top alcohol, or top fuel, top alcohol, top Eliminator, Pro Mod, and then the last class of the night will be the Fast Force A Fuel class. That's the run order as told to me by the race director. Okay, so Trent's guessing 221. What's everybody else's guess as to what Dennis is going to run? Dennis Reich in the Hammer Down Racing Top Fuel Drags, your current world record holder. Coming up next, he's going to be over on the right side of the track, on the far lane. I would have to say that somewhere in the teens, I don't think you can go wrong with that tonight. This car is gonna fly. Call it, Billy. What's Dennis gonna run?
222 at 156.
That's all?
You gotta save the best for last.
Oh, save the best for last? Okay. We got a bunch of people that got 17s, 18s. I got a 15 even on here. We got some people that are definitely making some bold predictions here. What's Eddie Knox think he's going to run? What's Dennis going to run here?
It hooks up about an 18.
18, okay. I got like 3 or 4 of them that said 18 so far, so that's kind of where the consensus is at.
Before, so
16.
16.
He went 16.
Oh,
yeah.
You know what? That's right. He need to go under.
He might. He might. It's very possible here. So here comes Dennis Reich in the Hammer Down Top Fuel Dragster out of Carlsbad, California. Your current Top Fuel world record holder. Like they're getting ready to fire it up. Now, Todd, are you the guy that always picks $1 on The Price is Right, or what? $2.45. Here we go, top fuel, Dennis Wright. Really weird. He stepped on it, it went nowhere, and then it took off. He went 268 at 162. So kind of an anticlimactic run there, but wow. I'm sure Dennis will go back and check the computer out, check the car out, and see if we figure out what happened there. But so after qualifying session number 1 for Top Fuel, Marcus Norris is your number 1 qualifier. He went 2.25 seconds at 171 miles an hour. Yep, Todd definitely won on that one, no doubt. So, yeah. But that is Dennis, though. Dennis, he usually starts out with kind of a run that we'll get some data, and then they'll nail it in the next session. So we're going to clean that lane apparently, and then we're going to go to top alcohol, which this ought to be an interesting session. Jim Hammond went 241 in the first session, which actually only 0.05 of a second off of the record, the class record. So Jim said he's got a few things he's going to try here, and see if he can't get a 30 out of it. So you're watching the National Sand Drag News live stream presented by Good Vibrations Motorsports. We're at the Soboba Casino in San Jacinto, California. Yeah, over 100 viewers tonight. This is getting pretty good. Yeah, Dave, that's exactly what happened. It looked like it was trying to die, and then it took off. As you noticed, I kind of spooked me a little bit when that happened, because the fuel motor, when it does something like that, it usually is not good. But thankfully, the car picked up fine and made a clean run after the little bobble there at the hip. So Dennis and the crew will go back and rectify that problem, and we'll be ready for tomorrow. Going down. I don't know if they're going to come back or they're going to pull off to the side. Looks like the pair of top alcohol cars are going to pull out. So we're going to kick off this session of top alcohol with Jake Morton in the Morton Racing Top Alcohol Dragster. They're out of the Taft, California area, up in the Bakersfield land. They have kind of a unique combination to top alcohol. They've got a basically a Chevy style motor. It's an 8 Alan Johnson 41X style motor with a converter drive behind it. So one of the few top alcohol cars that do not use a clutch, and this car is extremely competitive. So Jake Morton will line up against Chris Barlow. Chris in the Chris Barlow Racing Top Alcohol Dragster. Heavy combination out of the, I think he's out of like Lake Havasu area, somewhere over there in Arizona. So this track's pretty it's kind of a heavy surface track, but it's like It's cut kind of deep, you know, those type of things. Like, see, here's what we're working with for hook. So it's definitely a hooking surface. There's no doubt about it. Definitely got some fluff to get a hold of, some heavy fluff. 107 viewers tonight here on the NSDN live stream. Very awesome. Glad to have everybody on here tonight as we get ready for top alcohol qualifying session number 2. It's going to be Jake Morton in the near lane and Chris Barlow over on the far side. So be sure to like and share this as we continue on with our heads up qualifying session tonight. Give a shout out to Todd Kinney checking in with us. Todd and Tricia Kinney from Rialto Trophy. Todd checking out the feed here. He said he'll be out here Sunday to visit with everybody. That's a fact, Dave. They had a lot of rain here, and the track is definitely right tonight. Here we go. Top alcohol. Jake Morton near lane, Chris Barlow far lane. Barlow 262 at 138 over on the far side for Chris Barlow in the Chris Barlow Racing Top Alcohol Dragster. Not sure what happened to the Morton car. He brought it up on the two-step and it didn't go anywhere. Tough break for the Morton team. They're always a contender here. So they'll get it fixed and be back for the next session tomorrow. So you are watching the National Sand Drag News live stream presented by Good Vibrations Motorsports. We are racing 300 feet here at Soboba Casino with the Southern California Sand Drag Association. Chris Barlow's number was a 262, Dave. 262 for Chris Barlow. So I believe that will put him he ran a 260 in the first session, so he'll stay number 2 in the qualifying order. So the Morton team hooking up and pulling off the track, and our next pair of top alcohol cars is going to come around the corner. Yeah, after Q1, your number 1 qualifier was Jim Hammond with a 241. Barlow is number 2 at the 260, and Morton's number 3. They had a 298 on their first run, which they had some issues there in that one, and obviously the car shut off there at the hit, so, but they'll go back and get her straightened out for tomorrow. We're right at 100 viewers tonight here on the NSDN live stream. Big thank you to everybody for tuning in. 62. It's going to be Jim Hammond in the April's Dream Top Alcohol Dragster. Jim out of Ontario, California, your number 1 qualifier with a 2.41. Jim will be facing up with Derek Balkunis in the Larry Minor Motorsports Blown Alcohol Jeep. Derek ran a 272 earlier in his Pro Mod qualifying pass. So he's your current number 1 qualifier in Pro Mod. Both of these cars getting support from Bob DeVore, Top Alcohol crew chief. There's Bob and his team on asphalt with the Terry Ruckman team finished in the top 10 last season on the NHRA Tour. So Bob's got tons of experience and has been a huge help for both of these programs. So Jim Hammond will be over here in the near lane and Derek Balkunis in the far lane. So be sure to like and share so we can boost our numbers as high as we can here. See, we got 108 people joining in tonight. Nothing like watching a little stand drag action in January. Yes, sir, Larry Minor, the potato farmer. Larry's the car over there on the Derek Balkunis ride. Flag station. He's standing right there, lining up his son-in-law, Derek. Jim Hammond went 251. 251 for Jim Hammond, 272 for Derek Balkunis. Derek was 272 at 124. So 251 for Jim Hammond, and he certainly rolled the beams a little bit. Looked like the air gap was a little off. So that was clearly another mid to low 40 run. But that car rolled in quite a bit. 251 for Jim Hammond and a 272 for Derek Balkunis. Typing in the numbers here for my notes. Yeah, Jim had the front end up all the way down the back. That was a really good run here in the 300 foot. 300-foot track surface here with the Southern California Sand Drag Association. Yes, sir. Top Fuel already ran. They ran first class out in the session, so they'll be back tomorrow for 2 more qualifying rounds. That may be all for Top Alcohol. I'm not sure if Jimmy DePass is going to make a run tonight in Top Alcohol, or if he'll just wait and run the Pro Mod run later. But so far in this session, we had Marcus Norris is your #1 qualifier in Top Fuel with a 225. Matt Ludlow was right behind him with a 227, and Dennis Reich ran a 268. And then here in Top Alcohol, your #1 qualifier so far is Jim Hammond with a 241. Chris Barlow right behind him at a 260. And Derek Balkunis with another 272. He's laid down a pair of 72s today in the Larry Minor Motorsports Jeep. So we want to give a big shout out to our National Sand Drag News live stream presenting sponsor of Good Vibrations Motorsports. Be sure to check them out at goodvibesracing.com. They are a great company with great parts. If you go back through the NSDN Facebook page, I put some ads on there for Good Vibrations. They got some really, really cool products for 2017. Some really neat blackout products. Be sure to go and check those out. Man, they're going to look good on a lot of these race cars. So yeah, we're running 300 feet here, guys, at the Soboba Casino in San Jacinto, California. A big shout out to everybody checking in tonight. Looks like we got a pretty good crowd. We're up over 100. I saw us touch 150 at one point, which is pretty cool. There are a lot of classes here. A lot of the sportsman type racers are running in the bracket classes. They'll be out tomorrow. We had a pro gambler bracket class earlier today with Charlie Johnson taking the win in that. Up next should be Top Eliminator. I believe the order is going to go Top Eliminator, Pro Mod, and then A Fuel. That's what I was told anyways. Hey, water truck. Providing the traction right there. The water truck. Actually, they haven't need to use it much because of all the rain that they've had here in the Hemet Valley area over the past week or so. I believe they had something like 4 inches of rain last weekend. So they haven't had to use the water truck much, but it's always good to have it here and keep the grounds watered down. Keep some moisture in the ground. So we'll give a big shout out to our NSDN daily race coverage sponsors. Southern California OTR Recycling, which is Greg Tunga at Greg Tunga Motorsports. He's on board for all 3 of the races as a major sponsor with us. Also Hammer Down Racing, Dennis Wright. Boris Family Racing. Fast Track Construction, Mark Munoz out of Las Vegas. Kevin Williams Racing. Mark Ratliff, MPC Racing. And our good friends, Todd and Trisha Kinney over at Rialto Trophy and Blue Collar Firearms. I'm sure they're joining in watching tonight. So a big thank you to all these folks that make this stuff happen. And you're one of the Top Eliminator cars warming up back there. Well, this is a good spot for me to talk about our next race. Coming up next is going to be Sean Thompson driving the Wild Bill dragster. You'll see it here in a minute. But the reason I mentioned that, Sean Thompson and the Las Vegas Jeep Club are putting on the Sand Drags and Hill Climbs at the Dumont Dunes President's Day weekend. National Sand Drag News will be there at the Las Vegas Jeep Club Sand Drags and Hill Climbs. So be sure to tune in that weekend. I believe it's February 18th and 19th. I don't know how much live coverage we'll do, but we'll have a bunch of coverage on the on our Facebook feed as well as nationalsanddragnews.com. But here we go. It's going to be Top Eliminator qualifying session number 2. And first out to Sean Thompson here in the near lane out of Las Vegas, Nevada, in the Wild Bill dragster, up against Paul Taylor, out of control, out of Bakersfield. With Paul and Heather in the team. One of the top competitors in this category. 2.95 is the class index. And the target to him. Wow, couple good looking runs right there. 298 over on the far side for Paul Taylor. He'll go to the number 1 spot in qualifying. 320 is the number for Sean Thompson. So a couple of really good runs for both of those guys. 298 with a 9 is the number for Paul Taylor. So that'll put him on the top of the list for right now. 320 for Sean Thompson. Great to see Sean and Wild Bill back out here out of the Vegas area with their blown small block top Eliminator dragster. And man, that's a good run for them off the trailer to go 320. So congratulations to that team. And Paul Taylor goes to number 1 spot. Actually, I believe that puts Sean number 2 right now. So first session we had didn't have very many good passes. We had a couple breakouts. We had some runs that we didn't get some accurate times on, so everything's all good now. And hey, yeah, I see a couple questions about how cold it is. It feels pretty cold here, guys. I'm not gonna lie. It's got to be in the mid to low 40s right now because it does not feel warm at all. I'm shaking a little more than normal here on the live stream because it's a little chilly. But at least the wind has seemed to die down some. It was quite a bit. It felt colder here about 20 minutes ago when the wind was really picking up. But yeah, it's got to be somewhere in the mid 40s right now. So you're watching the National Sand Drag News live stream presented by Good Vibrations Motorsports. We're in the middle of top Eliminator qualifying session number 2 for the weekend. We're waiting on the next pair to pull out. So a big thank you to everybody that's been liking and sharing the feed tonight. We had as many as 150 viewers watching this, so that's pretty cool to see the number reach that high as we were in like the top fuel and top alcohol classes. And we've been maintaining about 100 viewers since then, so pretty cool. Good to see everybody tuning in tonight. I mean, it's a cool January night. What else is there to do? We'll watch sand drag racing. We're at the Soboba Casino in San Jacinto, California for the Southern California Sand Drag Association season opener. I bet it is 65 in your shop, Joe Betancourt. You're killing me. You are killing me. Our good buddy Joe Betancourt Motorsports checking in on us. Yeah, the Paradise team, they made a pass earlier and it bogged us a hit. But they'll be up here in just a few minutes for the Fast 4 session. Probably going to be another 20 minutes to a half hour or so. So next up, it's going to be Sand Bomber. The Sand Bomber, a Jeff Liston out of Las Vegas, Nevada, coming up here in the near lane. Lone small block Chevy in that dragster. Up against Mark Whitmore in the Wild Blown Altered out of Lemoore, California. Both of these guys ran personal best earlier today. Mark ran a 289 in the Altered, and Jeff ran a 292 in the Blown Small Block dragster. So we got a 293 over here in the near lane for Jeff Liston, and we've got a 342 for Mark Whitmore. I'm not sure what happened on Mark's side of the track. Great looking run for Jeff Liston. Unfortunately, that won't help him in the qualifying order here in the top eliminator 295 index category. That's a couple hundredths of a second quicker than the class index at 2.95. So you're shooting to run as close to 295 as possible without going quicker. And Jeff went a little too quick there. Mark Whitmore got his got 342 on the board there. I'm not sure exactly what happened. I really couldn't see, but they'll get a number on the board as he broke out in the first session with a 289. So move him up a couple spots. But you're watching the Nashville Sand Drag News live stream presented by Good Vibration Motorsports. We're at the Soboba Casino in San Jacinto, California. 50 degrees, man. That feels cooler than 50, but I could see it. There's definitely a little bit of a breeze here, and it's a little chilly tonight, but hey, it's good horsepower weather. And we're in the middle of top eliminator qualifying session number 2. So we have top eliminator Q2, and then we're going to the Pro Mod class, and then we're over to the A Fuel Fast Forest category. So we're over here checking things out. Got Mr. Craig Durning checking things out here. Driver Eugene the Jeep.
Hey, this no desert weather.
This is not desert weather, Craig. Not at all. Not at all.
The air is very good. We're probably, I just took a reading, we're about 700 feet.
700. What do you got for temperature, Craig?
Temperature?
Yeah.
I think we're at about 50 degrees.
Okay.
So, well, this is at the Hemet Airport, 49, and then
49.6.
we're almost at 700 feet.
Wow.
I think it's going to be a jet change for me.
Still got it on there?
Huh? Yeah. Hold on.
Let's show the screen for everybody. That's what Craig's looking at. Yeah, we got some good air here tonight. There's no doubt about that. Yes. So anyways, that's where we're at right now as we go through qualifying session number 2 for top eliminator. No, Kenny Billy has not run yet. I believe they're up next. They're pulling up to the front of the lanes, getting the starter hung on it, getting ready to go. Tractors are coming back. And we'll continue on with qualifying here at the Soboba Casino, San Jacinto, California, for the Southern California Sand Drag Association season opener. We even have the legendary Mike Irwin joining us tonight.
Right.
Sitting down there in Yuma, probably got the heat turned up, probably got the fireplace going. We wish you were here, but we know you are enjoying the warmth indoors there. A little chilly, but hey, we'll survive. It's supposed to be warmer the next 2 days here, so. But this is definitely the best air we're going to see of the weekend. There's no doubt about that. And this is air that a lot of the West Coast racers never get a chance to run in. There's the Motorsports Safety Solutions team sitting back there, keeping us all safe out here at the Sand Drags, the whole crew out here. Actually, their leader, the fearless leader, Dave, is joining in, watching us tonight. He'll be out here tomorrow. So we'll visit with him when he gets here tomorrow, see what's going on. Tomorrow night is going to be quite a show when we get the 2 sessions of the heads-up cars out here in the evening. Should be a good spectator crowd. It's an excellent race. California. And the Morris family racing $2 bill, Lucas Oil, top Eliminator dragster. Billy will be over here in the near lane. And he'll be facing off with Paul Graham in the excavator out of Menifee, California. Lone alcohol buggy. How about that Eddie Knox tune-up, 296, 2.961 to go to the top of the list for Billy Morris. 296 with a 1, 336 was the number for Paul Graham over on the far side. So 296.1, and Billy Morris goes to the top of the list in TE qualifying. Very nice run for that team. Very challenging conditions for these guys. Not used to running in air like this tonight. Not sure what happened to Paul Graham over there. He definitely off of his normal pace, so I'm sure they'll go back and get her ready for tomorrow. So once again, you're watching the National Sand Drag News live stream presented by Good Vibrations Motorsports. We're here at the Soboba Casino in San Jacinto, California. It's supposed to be warm Southern California, but it's not so warm this weekend. Up next, it's going to be Larry Snow with the lap dance blown alcohol buggy. top Eliminator qualifying. 2.95 is the index for these cars. Majority of these cars are blown on alcohol. Want to give a big shout out to the Rossi crew over there. Jim and Patty tuning in tonight. Yep, Billy threw down a good pass. He's definitely piloting the car this weekend. He's feeling up to it and obviously doing a pretty good job behind the wheel. So this is going to be Larry Snow in the near lane, and that's going to be Dave Huffman over on the far side. Dave in the blown alcohol Jeep, second time out with this new ride. Nice lap for Larry Snow there. He goes 3:04 at 105 miles an hour. Dave Huffman with a 3:72. I'm sorry guys, we're back. Not sure who that was, but I had a phone call come in as we're being live. So, okay. 3:04 for Larry Snow and a 3:72 for Dave Huffman. So we're going to clean the track and come back with more top Eliminator qualifying action. We're at the Soboba Casino, San Jacinto, California, with the Southern California Sand Drag Association. You're watching the National Sand Drag News live stream presented by Good Vibrations Motorsports. Be sure to go to goodvibesracing.com, sign up for a free catalog, go to their Facebook page, be sure to like and share it. It's been quite a night here on the NSDN live stream. We had over 150 viewers on here earlier tonight. We've been graced with the presence of both Brian Chapmans on here. I see Jeep Brian Chapman on earlier, and then we got the four-cylinder short fuse Brian Chapman. Big shout out to Brian, hope you're doing well. Yes, there actually is one nitrous car in top Eliminator, and it is in the lanes, ready to go. Tommy Zavala out of Somerton, Arizona, 632 cubic inch nitrous injected Chevy powered dragster. Tommy ran a 296 here at the last event, so he's definitely a contender to head up towards the top of the qualifying sheet right here. as we wind down the action for tonight. We've got only maybe 1 or 2 cars left in top Eliminator. Not sure if the Pro Mod guys are going to make it fast tonight or not. They're supposed to be up after that, and then it'll be the A-Fuel Fast Fours class. I see those guys are in the lanes ready to go. It could be a record-breaking night.